Good morning, children. Now we all are in class 8th. We are going to discuss English Honeydew books, lesson number 4. This is lesson number 4, Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory, and this is part 3. We have already discussed part 1 and part 2 of this story. So now let's summarize those two parts in the form of question answers, and then we will move to the explanation of this third part. This is comprehension check of part 1 and 2, and here I am going to present questions in front of you. You try to answer those questions in your mind, and then I will present the exact answers to these questions. So here the first question comes in front of you. Who was Mr. Bipin Chaudhary? Answer is Mr. Bipin Chaudhary was a middle-aged man who worked in a big firm. This is the second question. What did he do every Monday? You try to guess the answer. Yes, every Monday he visited Kalicharan's in the New Market. This is question number 3. What was his hobby? And the answer is he was fond of reading crime stories, ghost stories, and thrillers. Next question is, what did he notice in the bookshop? And the answer is, he noticed that someone was observing him from the close quarters. Question is, question number 5. According to Parimal Ghosh, what did happen in 1958? And the answer is, according to Parimal Ghosh, in 1958, Bipin Babu visited Ranchi. This is question number 6. Did he remember anything about his Ranchi trip? And the answer is, no, he didn't remember anything related to his Ranchi trip. Question number 7. What intimate details did Parimal Ghosh disclose about Bipin Babu's life and family? And the answer is, he told that Bipin Babu always carried a bag with books in it. On the sightseeing trips, he had no children. His wife died 10 years ago. His only brother died insane, which was why he did not like to visit the mental hospital in Ranchi. Next question, that is the last one, is what did happen to Bipin Babu after getting confirmation from Dinesh Mukherjee of his Ranchi trip in 1958? And the exact answer is, he became restless and could not work anymore after the lunch break in his office. So he returned home. So that's all about part 1 and 2. Now let's move on to the part 3 line by line explanation. So the text begins like this. After lunchtime, Bipin Babu realized that he couldn't possibly carry on sitting at his desk and working. This had never happened in the 25 years he had been with the firm. He had a reputation for being a conscientious worker, but today his head was in a whirl. So here, students, when Bipin Babu got the confirmation by Dinesh Mukherjee about his Ranchi trip in 1958, he realized that now it was impossible to work in the office after the lunch hours were over. He was not in the condition to continue his work after the lunchtime, and he realized that it was impossible for him to continue. And this had happened, this had never happened with him in last 25 years, because for last 25 years he had been working in that firm, in that company, and there he was having the reputation of a hard worker, of a worker who was always careful and always correct. He never committed any mistake. So with that reputation, he worked in that firm for last 25 years. And it never happened with him that he would not be able to work in the office after the lunch hours. So today this was happening with him for the very first time. And today his head was in a whirl. Head was in a whirl means confused and unable to think clearly. He was not able to think properly, correctly, clearly, and he was having confusion in his mind. Why was all this happening with him? Because of that news that he got from Dinesh Mukherjee that he was also sure that Bipin Babu visited Ranchi in 1958. Back home at 2:30, Bipin Babu lay down in bed and tried to gather his wits together. He knew that it was possible to lose one's memory through an injury in the head, but he didn't know of a single instance of someone remembering something except one particular incident, and a fairly recent and significant one at that. So when he returned home at 2:30, he made himself comfortable in the bed. Lay down in the bed means he went in the bed to take rest or to sleep. And there, when he went in the bed, he tried to gather his wits together. Gather his wits together means make an effort to become calm and think clearly. So now because he was at home and he was taking rest in his bed, so there he tried to just make himself comfortable and then think clearly about the past events that had happened in 1958. And what did he further think? He was knowing it very well that it was possible to lose one's memory if someone gets some injury in the head. So in that case, the memory of that person goes away. It vanishes from the mind. But he did not know any single case. Incidence means example or instance means example or case. So here he was trying to recollect some memory of that single case in which he would have come to know about some particular incident in which some person would have lost only one incidence from his brain, and remaining all the things would be there, would be still there in his mind. So he could not recollect any such incident that he would have witnessed in his life. And that incident, this incident had particularly happened with him. He was having the memory of all the past incidents that had happened in his life, but particularly this incident of visiting Ranchi had vanished away from his mind. And that too had happened very recently. It was a fairly recent incident of his life, and that was also very significant one, means very important one, that incident of visiting Ranchi. So it was very difficult for him to make sure that he had forgotten the memory of that particular incident, which was very important and which had happened just few years back, maybe 6 or 7 years back. So he is having, his mind is puzzled because he is unable to recall the memory of that past incident. He had always wanted to go to Ranchi. To have gone there, done things, and not to remember was something utterly impossible. So now here further he says that he had always the great desire to go to Ranchi, to visit Ranchi, and he wanted to explore the different destinations there. So further he tells us that if he had gone to Ranchi, according to Parimal Ghosh, he had gone to Ranchi. So he says that if he had gone to Ranchi and he visited different things there, then it was completely, utterly means completely, it was completely impossible for a person like him who was having such a wonderful memory to not to remember all those incidents, all those things that had happened during his visit to Ranchi. At 7:30, Bipin Babu's servant came and announced, Chunni Babu sir says it's very important. So now, when it was 7:30 in the evening, when Bipin Babu was taking rest in his bedroom, suddenly his servant came in his room and he said, what did he say? That sir, Chunni Babu has come to meet you and he says that it is very urgent. He has some urgent thing to talk to you. Bipin Babu knew what Chunni had come for. So now Bipin Babu was knowing it very well. He was aware of this fact, aware of the reason why Chunni had come to meet him. Chunni Lal had been at school with him. He had been having a rough time lately and had been coming to see him about a job. So he was Chunni Lal. Chunni Lal was Bipin Babu's old friend. They both studied in the same school, in the same class. And further, Bipin Babu tells us that Chunni was having a rough time lately. Means he was having a lot of problems in his life, and because of those problems, he was frequently coming to meet him, means Bipin Babu, and he was asking for some job. He was requesting Bipin Babu to just arrange some job in the same firm where he himself was working. So for asking the help from Bipin Babu, he was frequently coming, he was frequently visiting his house. Bipin Babu knew it was not possible to do anything for him and in fact told him so. But Chunni kept turning up like a bad penny. Bipin Babu sent word that not only was it not possible for him to see Chunni now, but not in several weeks. Here, turning up like a bad penny, it means appearing at a place where one is not welcome. So Bipin Babu was knowing it very well that it was totally impossible to arrange for some job for Chunni Lal. And in fact, he had told him, he had informed Chunni about it that I would not be able to arrange any job for you in my firm where I am working. But Chunni Lal continued to come in his house, though he was not welcomed by Bipin Babu. Bipin Babu was not entertaining him. Then too, Chunni Lal continued to visit Bipin Babu's house and he continued to ask for the help. Bipin Babu sent word that not only was it not possible for him to see Chunni now, but not in several weeks. So now Bipin Babu, because today he was not in a very good condition, his mental status was not stable, so he sent a message. Word means message. So he sent a message through his servant to Chunni Lal that today it will be completely impossible for him to meet Chunni, and at the same time he also told that for the coming several weeks he will not be able to meet Chunni Lal. But as soon as the servant stepped out of the room, it struck Bipin Babu that Chunni might remember something about the 58 trip. There was no harm in asking him. Bipin Babu hurried down the stairs and into the living room. Chunni was about to leave, but seeing Bipin Babu appear, he turned round hopefully. Stepped out means moved out, and hurried down the stairs means went down the stairs. So as soon as he sent the message to Chunni Lal through his servant, and when the servant moved out of the room, suddenly one thought came in Bipin Babu's mind that maybe Chunni Lal would be knowing something about his 58th trip to Ranchi. So he thought that it would be no harm if he would ask him about that trip. So immediately he came out of his room and very quickly he went down the stairs in the living room. And there Chunilal was about to leave, but suddenly when he saw Bipin Babu appearing in the room, so he turned around hopefully towards Bipin Babu. He thought that maybe this time Bipin Babu would offer some help to him. Bipin Babu didn't beat about the bush. Listen to me, I want to ask you something. You have a good memory and you have been seeing me off and on for a long time. Just throw your mind back and tell me, did I go to Ranchi in 58? Here students, didn't beat about the bush means come straight to the point. Don't waste time in the useless things. So here Bipin Babu, because he was always a straightforward man, he was not believing in the things that are not having any sense, that do not make any sense. So what did he do? He came to the point when he started to talk to Chunni. And what did he say? That listen Chunni, I just want to ask you one thing. You are having a very good memory and frequently you come. On and off means now and then. You frequently come to visit my house and you are continuously coming to my house for a long time. So now I request you to just throw your mind back, means you just think back about the past and try to recall the past incidences that happened in my life, and then tell me that did I go to Ranchi in 1958? Chunni said, 58? It must have been 58, or was it 59? You are sure that I did go to Ranchi? So now listening Bipin Babu's question, Chuni said that is it 58 or it may be 59? Means I am not sure that whether you went in 58 or in 59, but I am sure about one thing, that you went to Ranchi. Maybe in 58 or maybe in 59. Listening this, Bipin Babu asked with surprise, what did he say? That, are you sure? He wanted to confirm that whether Chunilal was sure about his Ranchi visit. Now Chunni said, Chunni's look of amazement was not unmixed with worry. So now when listening Bipin Babu's answer, Chunni turned surprised. He was astonished, and with that astonishment there was a sign of worry also. He was having worry about the memory of Bipin Babu. Do you mean you have doubts about having gone at all? So what did he ask? That what do you mean by saying that, are you sure that I went to Ranchi? Do you have some doubts about your visit to Ranchi? Did I go? Do you remember clearly? Again, Bipin Babu asked that, are you sure enough and do you remember it clearly that I went to visit Ranchi in 1958? Chunni sat down on the sofa, fixed Bipin Babu with a long, hard stare and said, Bipin, have you taken to drugs or something? As far as I know, you had a clear record where such things were concerned. I know that old friendships don't mean much to you, but at least you had a good memory. You can't really mean that you have forgotten about the Ranchi trip. So now, Chunni, what did he do when he listened Bipin Babu's cross questions? Because he became so astonished, so surprised, and so shocked that he sat down on the sofa and he started to look towards Bipin Babu with the serious, continuous look. Hard stare means serious and continuous look towards some person. So he looked seriously towards Bipin Babu and he asked that, as far as I know, you are not habitual of taking drugs and you are having a clean record about such things. In the past also you were not having any such thing, and maybe in the present also you are not taking drugs. But today what has happened to you? Why are you talking like this, that you don't remember such an important incident of your life, a visit to Ranchi in 1958. Then further, what did he say? That I know that old friendships don't mean much to you. Means you are so reserved person that your old friends do not have much importance in your life. You do not take care of your old friendship. Okay, because you are always busy in yourself only. But as far as I know, you have a very good memory. Your memory is very good and you can remember whatever had happened in your past. But you can't really mean that you have forgotten about the Ranchi trip. But further, what does he ask? That because you are having a very good memory, so you cannot really say that you have forgotten such an important incident of visiting Ranchi. That was a very important trip of your life. So how can you say that you have forgotten about that visit? Bipin Babu had to turn away from Chunni's incredulous stare. Do you remember what my last job was? Asked Chunni Lal. Of course, you worked in a travel agency. Incredulous means disbelieving. So here, when Chunni Lal asked about Bipin Babu's memory, so Bipin Babu could not look towards him and he had to turn away because Chunni Lal was looking towards him with the great disbelief. He was not able to believe that Bipin Babu did not remember such an important uh, incident of his life. And further, what did happen? Do you remember what my last job was? So he asked one question to Bipin Babu, that do you remember where I was working? What was my last job? Of course, you worked in a travel agency. So Bipin Babu answered that yes, I remember your last job and then you were working in a travel agency. You remember that and you don't remember that that was I who fixed up your railway booking for Ranchi. I went to the station to see you off. One of the fans in your compartment was not working. I got an electrician to fix it. Have you forgotten everything? Whatever is the matter with you, you don't look too well, you know. So now further, Chunilal said that if you remember that my last job was in a travel agency, then why don't you remember that it was only I who fixed your railway ticket? I was the person who booked a ticket for you, Ranchi trip. And I also went with you to the railway station to see you off. And there, what did I find? That in the compartment where you was going to travel, there in that compartment, one fan was not working. It was not in the working condition. So I called an electrician to fix that fan properly. So have you forgotten all those things or everything that had happened during that visit? Whatever is the matter with you, you don't look too well, you know. Further, Chunilal said that whatever may be the problem with you, the issue with you, but right now I feel that you are not quite well. You have some physical problem with you. Bipin Babu sighed and shook his head. I have been working too hard, he said at last. That must be the reason. Must see about consulting a specialist. Listening to Chunilal's statements, Bipin Babu sighed. He took a deep breath and then he shook his head in affirmation. And what did he say? That because I have been working hard in my company, I am working continuously for many years. So it may happen that because of that reason, I am tired now. So I must see about consulting a specialist. Means I must consult a specialist about my problem. And doubtless it was Bipin's condition which made Chunilal leave without mentioning anything about a job. So now when Chunilal found Bipin Babu in some miserable condition, so he did not ask anything about his job, and without mentioning anything he left the home of Bipin Babu. Paresh Chand was a young physician with a pair of bright eyes and a sharp nose. He became thoughtful when he heard about Bipin Babu's symptoms. "Look, Dr. Chand," said Bipin Babu desperately, "you must cure me of this horrible illness. I can't tell you how it's affecting my work." Dr. Chand shook his head. Now here students, thoughtful means worried and desperately means seriously, gravely. So next day Bipin Babu went to meet a physician who was Dr. Paresh Chand. He was a young physician with a dashing personality. His eyes were bright and he was having a sharp nose. So listening Bipin Babu's symptoms, that Dr. Paresh Chand, he became quite thoughtful, worried when he heard all the symptoms from Bipin Babu. And further, Bipin Babu said to Dr. Chand that, "Look, Dr. Chand, I am really very upset." He said all this very seriously. Desperately means seriously. So he said all this very seriously, that you must cure me of this horrible illness. I want to come out of this horrible disease that has disturbed the whole of my life. So I want to come out of this illness and you must cure me of this problem, this horrible disease. I can't tell you how it's affecting my work. I cannot explain you exactly how this problem is creating trouble in my work, in my job. So now Dr. Chand, he shook his head with the affirmation. "You know what, Mr. Chaudhary," he said, "I have never had to deal with a case such as yours. Frankly, this is quite outside my field of experience. But I have one suggestion. I don't know if it will work, but it's worth a try. It can do no harm." So now listening all the symptoms from Bipin Chaudhary, that Dr. Paresh Chand, he said that, "You know what, Mr. Chaudhary, in my life, in my whole professional life, I had never witnessed the case like yours. Your case is a unique one. It is a new case for me. I had never seen any such case in my whole my whole profession as a doctor, as a physician. So this case is quite outside my field of experience. But still I have one suggestion for you. And I don't know whether it will work properly, but still it is worth trying. Means you must try it. And it will not create any problem, any harm. If it will not work, then it will also not affect your health. So you must try this idea. Bipin Babu leaned forward anxiously. "As far as I can make out," said Dr. Chand, "and I think you are of the same opinion, you must have been to Ranchi, but due to some unknown reason, the entire episode has slipped out of your mind. What I suggest is that you go to Ranchi once again. The sight of the place may remind you of your trip. This is not impossible." So now when Dr. Chand, he said that, "I have one suggestion for you." So listening this, Bipin Babu, he leaned forward, means he bent forward towards Dr. Chanda with quite anxiety. Further, Dr. Chanda said that, As far as I can guess, I can decide listening your symptoms, and I think you will also be of the same opinion. What opinion I have, you may also have the same opinion, same idea. You must have been visited Ranchi. I am sure that you had visited Ranchi in 1958. But due to some unknown reasons, the entire episode of your visit to Ranchi has washed away from your mind. And what I suggest now to you, that you must visit Ranchi once again. You should go to the same place once again. And in this way, what would happen? When you would go to Ranchi, and there when you would see the same things, same places, maybe at that time the old memories of your previous visit of Ranchi in 1958 will come in your mind again. So it is not impossible. You must try it. More than that, I cannot do at the moment. I am prescribing a nerve tonic and a tranquilizer. Sleep is essential, or the symptoms will get more pronounced. Students, here tranquilizer means a medicine to reduce stress and anxiety. And will get more pronounced, it means will be increased. So here, what did further Mr. Chand said, that this time I cannot help you out more than this. I can only suggest you to visit the place again. And further he said that I am prescribing, means I am assigning some nerve tonic and a medicine that will reduce your stress and your anxiety, because your sleep is essential. If you will not sleep properly, then it may happen that your symptoms of forgetting things will increase. So you take rest properly, you sleep well, take these medicines, and you visit the place Ranchi again. Bipin Babu felt somewhat better the next morning. After breakfast, he rang up his office, gave some instructions, and then procured a first-class ticket for Ranchi for the same evening. Now here procured means got with a little difficulty. So next morning, after meeting with Dr. Chanda, he felt quite better. His condition was now better, and he was having this feeling that maybe his next visit to Ranchi would do some work for him and would help him to come out of that situation. So what did he do? After taking breakfast, he made a call to his office, and there he gave some instructions to his juniors to work. And then further, what did he do? He just got a first class ticket for Ranchi. Somehow he managed to save one first class ticket for Ranchi at the same evening. And then he decided to leave for the place. So students, here part 3 comes to an end. Tomorrow I'll see you again with the last part of this story. Till then, all of you take care of yourself. Okay, bye bye.